lecture yesterday is section 1 and today section 2, adic spaces and formal schemes. So first let me recall briefly about formal schemes. What is, can you see? What is formal schemes? I don't recall the definition of it, but I will explain how does it appear in the context of number theory. Let x, so let us consider the V, which is a complete discrete evaluation ring, and let x be a scheme over spec V, scheme of finite type, and denote by xs the special fiber of x. So can you see? Special fiber. And let y be a closed subscheme of xs. Then we can consider the formal completion of x along y. So then we get the formal completion x hat y. If y is equal to xs, then we denote it simply by x hat. So so this is a kind of formal scheme. So what is it? So as a topological space, it is equal to y. But the structure sheaf on it is different from y. Structure sheaf is different. Namely, we consider the function, different function on it than y. So let me draw the picture. So in this, and we have y. This is y. This is special fiber. And for an open subset V of y, open. So what is the global section of the structure sheaf of this formal scheme on this open? To describe it, we assume that V is affine, and take an affine open. Sorry? V? Oh, V as the base. Okay. I will write it by double. Thank you. So I took an open subset of this y, double, and take an open u, affine open u of x such that the intersection of u and y is equal to v. So the picture is as follows. we take U, fine, and this is double, sorry. And the intersection is double. And then this can be written in a form spec A, and this closed subset. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. And this is defined by some ideal I of A. Then this space is a completion of this A by this ideal. Gamma W O W hat Y should be a completion, a hat, which is a completion of I. Of A by I-adic topology. This is a formal scheme. So unknown space is similar as scheme, but the structure shift is different. This is a formal scheme. And what is good if we consider the formal scheme? So at least there are two nice points to consider the formal scheme, formal completion. The one is that it makes the situation simpler. It is x hat y is simpler than x, very roughly speaking. So if x is smooth, x to spec V is smooth. For example, if x is smooth over V, and y is the point, y is the close point, then this formal completion. This is the same. Actually, it is isomorphic to the analytic formal spectrum of V T1 TD for some D. So it doesn't depend the global information of x and y. So it is a kind of localization around y. So independent of. Okay. The second one is that the new symmetry appears after taking a formal completion. So so let me give one example. So consider the integral model of modular curve. How to say some xp to the n. Then the base is Zp. Of course we can take the modular curve integral model over Z, but we can restrict it to the Zp and consider the modular curve, integral model of modular curve. Then the genic fiber is smooth, and the special fiber is not smooth, and it has singular point, something like like this. And take singular point on the special fiber. Why? And put it. Why? This corresponds to the supersingular point on the modular curve. So modular curve is a modular space of elliptic curves, and this point corresponds to the supersingular elliptic curve. Then and complete it along this y. Then there is a natural action on of the maximal order, multiplicative group of the maximal order of the quaternion algebra over QP. These quaternion division algebra over QP. And if we take so generic fiber associated adic space, generic fiber, then we get a kind of Rubin-Tate space. Rubin-Tate space for GL2. Sorry, the letter is too small. So this is very special case of the rapporting space introduced in the previous talk by him. And these two nice points are related to the has a relation with periodic uniformization theorem. Which will be explained by Ito. So this is the motivation to consider the formal scheme and consider the associated adic space to the formal scheme. And let me back to our framework of adic space. Right, so actually for formal scheme, strictly speaking, we should assume that X is locally unitarian. But you can ignore it. Let X be a locally unitarian formal scheme. Then we can naturally attach the associated adic space Tx, which is adic space, and the natural morphism from Tx or plus Tx. So, yesterday I explained that the adic space Tx has two structure sheaves, and this is an integral one. And from here to X or X, this is a structure sheaf of the formal scheme X, and this is a morphism of topologically linked space. Topologically linked space. Yes, we can attach adic space and natural structure morphism. How we attach it? So locally, the formal scheme X can be written as the form X is the formal spectrum of A. And A is some complete Noetherian topological ring with respect to the ideal I. We can write in the following way, in this way, and then Tx should be super A. Simply, we consider it as a affinoid ring, and Tx to X is a map from V, which is a continuous variation A to the set A in A with VA is less than 1. Then it is easy to observe that it is a prime ideal of A. Prime ideal of A, and it is actually open. The point of this spoof A consists of open prime ideal of A. So we have this map, and we can also construct the map from this ring to this ring, but I skip it. And actually, this construction is characterized by some universality property, so we can patch it to the global construction. So this is the way to attach the locally Noetherian formal scheme to the adic space, and actually this functor is free faithful. The functor T x maps to Tx is free faithful. Because the map between super AA and super BB correspond to the continuous map from B to A, and again it corresponds to the map from spoof A to spoof B, so it is easy to observe it.
Is the universal properties of any map from adic space vector to this?
Yes, exactly. So if we have adic space and we have a map from adic space to formal scheme, then it factors through the uniquely. This is a universal property, universality of T. This is adic space. Okay. But this is actually not a construction mentioned in the previous talk. So I need one more construction. Yes? Yeah, yes, so generally from home super a triangle A plus and super B triangle B plus is isomorphic to the homomorphism from B triangle B plus A triangle A plus provided that this ring is complete. So if you apply that to the case that this and this A and this B, then this corresponds to the continuous map from B to A, and this again corresponds to the map between formal schemes.
Anything about the joint function of or factor T?
Yeah, I think yes, it can be interpreted. So we can consider it as some adjoint property, but yes, it is actually a adjoint factor associating. So but probably there is a slight problem. I don't know the adjoint property. There is no relation to support B. No relation in this case. Support the operation support B appears in the next topic, comparison factor. Yeah. So let V be a complete discrete bijection ring, and let X be a locally Noetherian. Oh, I ignite formal scheme over spoof B. Then we have natural factor, natural morphism of adic spaces from Tx to T spoof V. Phi is equal to super VV by definition. And yesterday I mentioned that such a space has 2 points, S and eta, and S is closed and eta is open. So by taking the inverse image of this eta, we get Tx eta, Tx eta. Adic space. So adic space over actually super VV KV, where KK is a fraction field of V. Frac V. And this is adic space version of spec K. So we get an adic space over field K. This is a construction, and we call it rigid fiber. Rigid generic fiber, and someone called it the radiogenic fiber. In the theory of adic space, it is just a genic fiber of the adic space. So it's very simple description.
Is there a difference with generic fiber in neutral degenerate geometry?
We can compare it.
But not necessarily the same. Are you saying?
Yeah, no. For if we assume something on the yes, it is actually the same. When the theory for classical rigid space available. But it is more general than classical construction. Yes. So let me give some examples. Let V be a VP, and let X be the formal spectrum of the convergent power series with one variable. Such a space appears as a formal completion of A1 over V along its special fiber. A1V hat. The topology of it is a periodic topology. Periodic topology, of course. Then, what is Tx eta? Tx eta is by definition an open adic subspace of super VP bracket T, where VP is not equal to 0. This means that this point lies over a genic point on super VP. Then we can consider it as a condition. VP greater than VP not equal to 0. This equality is trivial. But recall that this is a form of defining inequality of rational subset. So it is rational subset. Namely, this is equal to R P over P. Then we know that this is also affinoid, and it is equal to super QP bracket T, VP bracket T. Recall the construction of the section of structure sheaf on that rational subset. First, we invert P in this ring and complete it. So it coincides with this ring, and the integral part doesn't change. So we get this spy, and this is actually equal to D1. This is, of course, quasi-compact. This is one example. And consider another example. Let Y be a formal scheme defined as a formal spectrum of VP bracket T. In this case, the topology of it is not periodic, but p-periodic. So in this case, the topology of this ring and the topology on this base is different. This is a completion. This can also be obtained as a formal completion of a scheme. It is a completion of A1 along one point, say 0. 0 is A1S special fiber. What happens? In this case, Ty eta is also valuation in super VP bracket T, VP bracket T, where VP is not equal to 0. And of course we can write this condition as this way, but in this case, this is not a rational subset, because we need the condition that this generates open ideal of this ring, this ring. So even if we can write this condition as this way, but PVP bracket T is not open. Therefore, this is not rational subset. But so how can we deal it with? So, but we assume that V is continuous. This means that Vt to the n is less than or equal to Vp for sufficiently large n. Therefore, we can write it as a union of rational subsets. This is the union of V in spar and Vp greater than Vp not equal to 0 and Vt to the n greater than Vp not equal to 0. In this case, P and Tn generates an open ideal of Vp bracket T. Therefore, this is a rational subset. So T1 eta is a union of rational subsets. Infinitely many unions of rational subsets of this form. And what is a rational subset? So the rational subset is R T to the n P. What is the section of the structure shape on it? So let me consider the following topological ring. This is a section of the structure heap on that space. But by definition, the definition of it is as follows. So first, you make P invertible and complete it in some topology. So this is a completion with respect to P and T. So this is actually a completion of Vp bracket T and 1 over P with respect to the topology T to the n and P M Tp bracket T T and this ideal, this family of ideals. Okay? This ring is a completion, a TP-adic completion of the polynomial ring, and make this P invertible. So we switch the order of completions, and we get this description. Then note that this ideal. What is this ideal? In this ring, T to the n is P times this element. So this ideal is generated by P to the M. So this is equal to P to the M, T, P to this.
What does that thing in the bracket mean?
This? You mean this?
Next to that.
This?
No, sorry. Yeah.
This?
The first one.
Oh, this. Which one?
Thing in the bracket.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
This bracket?
You have the parentheses, P, N, and then you have BP. Yeah, what's that? Is that a ring?
Yes, this is ring.
That's subject.
Oh, this is the subring of, say, this ring.
So it's not an ideal of that.
Yes. No, I don't know, but it is not an ideal of this ring.
That ring is just QP bracket P, right?
Yeah.
But the ring in the next line is the subject.
Yeah. So this is an ideal of this ring, but this is not an ideal of this ring.
So what do you mean by complete this calculation?
Completion of your ring with respect to non-ideal of that ring.
Yeah. So completion of submodule. So by using some Cauchy filter.
Completion in which category?
So some erratic topological ring.
Don't know what it means. So what's the definition of completion?
Oh, definition of completion. So if we have a Cauchy filter, yes, it is a set of equivalence classes of Cauchy sequences on that space. And I haven't considered seriously about the categorical interpretation of it.
It's not an inverse limit of ring.
In this case, just complete this ring by this ideal and tensoring this ring. Then I think I get. But I'm not sure. So. Okay. So the point is that the topology on this ring is periodic one. So this topology is a periodic topology on this smaller ring. So this is actually equal to the ring, this ring. And therefore, the set, this rational subset is isomorphic to the analytic spectrum of this affinoid ring, VP bracket P to the N. And this is a kind of open disk whose radius is the absolute value of P to the 1 over N. Therefore, Ty eta is a disk without boundary. So if we increase this N, then the radius of this disk is becomes greater and greater, and it tends to 1. So the picture is like this. So the infinite union of these disks are the disk with the boundary. And actually it is interior. Oh, sorry. Okay. It is interior of beam D1 Vt is less than 1. This is actually a closed subset. And if we take an interior of it, then we get this generic fiber. So note that this is not quasi-compact. So if the topology is p-adic, then we have a quasi-compact adic space. And if the topology is not p-adic, then the topology is not quasi-compact in general. More generally, we can describe such a generic fiber as follows. So let me define one more notion. The specialization map from Tx theta to Tx to X. We call the composite of these two maps the specialization map. This is a specialization map, and this is a generalization of the modular P map. Then the following fold. The theorem proposition is that. So let X be the formal completion of X along Y, where X is a formal scheme over spoof B. It is a scheme over V. And Y is a closed subscheme of the special fiber, as I explained before. Then, sorry. Then what is the generic fiber of this X? So first, we can consider the specialization map with respect to this formal scheme. This is a map from this generic fiber to the special fiber of X. Actually, the target of the specialization map is a formal scheme, but as a topological space, this is so a priori this is X hat, but it is equal to XS as topological space. So we regard this map from here to here. Then the generic fiber of this X, namely X hat Y beta, this is isomorphic to the inverse image of Y under this specialization map, and take the interior. Then we get this one. So basically, this X is the specialization, the inverse image of the specialization map of this Y. But precisely we should take the interior of it. Okay. Yes, this map is yes. SP inverse of the 0. Yeah, the point 0. So in the previous example, so SP A1 hat, A1V hat is from T A1V hat to A1S, and we have 1 point 0, and take an inverse image, and take the interior, then it is equal to the Ty eta. So this is very natural because it corresponds to, in some sense, VV, and it corresponds to the, in some sense, K. K is the residue field of V, and if we take the inverse image of 0, then this corresponds to the space consisting of that inequality. And finally, I will mention the Reynolds categorical equivalence. Reynolds theorem. Reynolds theorem is about the case where the formal scheme is p-adic or pi-adic in general. So let K be a fractional field of V, and pi is the uniformizer of V. Then the formal scheme of finite type over spoof V, from here to the adic spaces of finite type. I didn't define this notion, but I can define it, and over spar kv. We get the functor from here to there by taking the generic fiber. And if we invert this category by admissible, so-called admissible blow-up, then this becomes the categorical equivalence. So every adic space of finite type. No, this is same as saying the rigid space. So this is the category of rigid space over K. So every rigid space over K is obtained as a formal or the generic fiber of formal scheme of finite type over V. And note that the finite type, the condition of finite type contains that in particular the formal scheme is pi-adic. So if the formal scheme is pi-adic, then we have the, yes, so every rigid space can be obtained as a generic fiber of the pi-adic formal scheme. Well, what is the admissible blow-up? This is blow up along open ideal. Namely, in this case, blow up whose center is contained in the special fiber. So let me give one example. So one example is that, again, let X be the formal scheme, spoof ZP bracket T. And let X prime be the blow up of X along PT. Blow up along ideal PT. So the picture is, so in some sense, this and this is the formal scheme, this formal scheme, and we blow up along this point. We blow up along this point. Then I cannot write the picture, but it is something like this. So the new component appears. The new component appears there, and the old component is this. This is exceptional divisor. This is X prime, and this is X. Then the underlying space of this X is actually this curve. So X prime is like this. Can be written as a disjoint union of U and V and W. So please ignore that V. And so this U is this part, and this V is this part, and this W is the intersection point. Then Tx prime eta is again D1, so which was equal to Tx eta, and the picture is as follows. So there is two disks, and this region is the inverse image of the specialization map of this U. So the radius is the absolute value of P. So the radius of this smaller disk is the absolute value of P, and this region is the inverse image of W, and this boundary, which is actually not a boundary, but this is open set because metric is ultrametric, and this boundary is equal to the inverse image of W. So if we take a blow up along this PT, then we have a partition of this space. So roughly speaking, blow up, admissible blow up, correspond to the partition into open covering, roughly speaking. Yes. This is the end of the story of the relations between formal schemes and adic spaces.
What is open? Open?
Sorry?
Roll up correspondence
Open covering.
open covering.
So how do you define morphisms? Can't you remove
Yeah, simply invert it, so it is a sequence of yeah, so morphism is from x to y. Then this is a sequence of something like it. This is a blow up, and this is a blow up, and this is usual morphism. This is the definition of morphism in this category. Okay. Next, I will explain one more topic about the comparison factor. So let V and K be as above, and we want to construct a factor. Construct a factor from schemes over K to the adic space over spar KV. So we are interested in this factor because if we want to, so if we apply the theory of rigid spaces to the study of similar varieties or something or similar objects, then it is important to compare their cohomologies. So it is important to construct this factor. And actually, in the framework of adic spaces, the definition of this factor is very simple, categorically very simple. So I want to explain it. The proposition definition is, so let x to y be locally of finite type morphism of schemes, and let S be an adic space, and assume that we are given a morphism from SOS to Y, which is a morphism of locally linked spaces. In this case, we use this structure shift, and this is not O plus. So please do not confuse this map and the map I used in the definition of T. Then we can take the fiber product of this map and this map. Adic space x cross y s, satisfying the following universality. So the universality of fiber product, but yes, the universality is as follows. So that diagram is very similar to the usual fiber product, and if we have T, then and we have two maps, then we have unique map from here to there. So the diagram is the same as the definition of usual fiber product, but the category is different. So this is adic space, and this is adic space, And this is also addict space. But this and this are not an addict space but a scheme. And the map between schemes are morphism of schemes, and the map between addict spaces are morphism of addict spaces, and the map from this is of course morphism of addict spaces, and the morphism between addict spaces and addict space and a scheme is the morphism of locally linked space. Yes. Locally linked space, locally linked space, and locally linked space. So the universality is assume that we have an addict space and a morphism of addict spaces from T to S, and a morphism from T to X as a locally linked spaces. Then we have a unique morphism of addict spaces. This is the universality. It is easy to observe that this is unique, and actually we can construct such a fiber product. And apply it